I didn't know what to make of it. I still don't. I did know what to expect. After all, I'm a Jew. I'd heard the stories of the horrors from history lessons and rabbis, textbooks and teachers, family and films, museums and memoirs. I knew the size, the scale, memories of my dad sitting me down as a kid, circling the words 6 million in a checkered notebook, waiting for it to sink in, as if a child could comprehend 6 million deaths, as if an adult could. I knew about the rooms full of hair, rooms full of shoes. I'd seen photos of the gas chambers and the barely living corpses. There's no way the generation before mine would let me not know. I knew these things. I guess I just didn't expect the grass. I'd always seen photos of mud and dirt and snow and cold and pain and death, so it was weird to see grass there of all places, and it's green. It's alive. There are other colors too, and it's silly, but I didn't expect colors. Green grass, blue sky, red brick, brown wood. I grew up with faded images of black and white. It was odd to add color, to add light to such a context. It made it too real. There was sunshine there of all places. It was warm and it was sunny, and it didn't feel real because it was so peaceful, too peaceful, as if nature had forgotten what had happened there. And it was still, which I expected. I expected still, but it was also moving. Visitors and guides whispering in hushed tones, yet at a volume that hurt my ear. And why the fuck were the birds chirping? Don't they know where we are? It was still, but it was moving, and it wasn't silent, and I thought it would be silent. I needed it to be silent, but it wasn't. It wasn't a moment frozen in time. Well, it was, but time was moving through it too. It had to. You see, there's cell phone service there. iPhones, Nike shoes, chargers, things from our world. But the worlds aren't separate like I thought they would be. It was weird to see them in the context of one another. These things, the grass, the birds, they're so benign. They contextualize it too much, reminding me that this wasn't just a horror story from another universe captured by museums and documentaries as a warning for our kind. This was here, our world, not a separate one, but ours, our people, and this was our forever. I didn't know what to make of it. There's no conclusion to make. I kept walking, trying to absorb facts, trying to sear images into my memory, like the stairs in the barracks that were sagging from too much weight. First from the prisoners, and then from the visitors who'd forever attempt to retrace their steps. And the photos of the victims lining an endless wall, where I noticed one woman was smiling in her photo because she didn't know her fate, or maybe she did, but she smiled anyway, I'll never know. And the gates. The gates I'd seen in pictures weren't as massive as movies and photos made them seem. I thought they'd be bigger, but they're almost unassuming. They're human-sized after all. And the numbers. Don't forget the numbers. I knew 6 million already. Add to the list 90,000. Our guide said 90,000 people, 90,000 human beings there, and 300. 300 barracks once stood in Birkenau, reduced to the number 65, dismantled because the upkeep was too high, but they kept all the chimneys so that we wouldn't forget. The visit was coming to a close. We walked along the train tracks to the bombed gas chambers that were now memorial sites. In all this confusion, I saw a sight that was familiar, a sight that I knew all too well. Yard-side candles, Israeli flags, planted in rubble, mourning I don't know who, but I know it's my people. And rocks, little piles of rocks and stones. You may not have noticed them, but I did because it means my people were there. Placing rocks is our way of remembering, a Jewish tradition of mourning those taken from us. Because flowers wilt and fade and forget, but stones last and they remember. Besides, there aren't enough damn flowers in the world for so many graves, and frankly, there's not enough graves. 6 million graves. Can you even imagine 6 million graves? I remember all the places in the world I'd seen these rocks throughout my life. Cemeteries and memorials, too many rocks, different rocks, same people, same rocks. Something took hold of me. It was an instinct, to do what centuries of Jews had done before me, to place a stone. I searched for the one I placed, tears finally in my eyes because I realized this instinct exists in me so strongly because this tradition, this mourning, this remembering is so painfully second nature to my people. I placed it. I walked away. I didn't know what to make of it. I still don't.